Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you were there for my first video, which you probably weren't based on the viewers, which makes sense because it was a shit video. But we'll continue on with the shit videos with this little discussion of Roald Dahl's short story collection called Over to You. This is probably the first book I've read front to back in a long ass time. It's been several months. Actually, maybe only a month or two. I did read that one Western novel. So I've read two novels in the space of maybe 3 months. Well, one novel, one short story collection in the space of 3 months, which is really good for me, considering how little I read nowadays. But this is an excellent short story collection that I cannot recommend enough. When my older brother, who gave me this, it's not mine, it's his, but he lent it to me to read, I was like, Roald Dahl writing World War II short stories about fighter pilots? That's kind of weird. I never would have thought that. And then he's like, yeah, he was a veteran. He fought the Second World War. He was a pilot. But, oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. So, yeah, this is depressing and weird. And I love it for that. This book, this short story collection is, how do I say this? It makes me feel the things I feel when I'm reading a really good book. So it's really good. And one thing I know when I enjoy something a lot, when I like something a lot, and something means something to me, especially in a book, is if I'm always putting it down. I'll be reading a sentence, I'll put the book down, I'll be like, damn, what does that even mean? Or I'll read a great paragraph, or a great chapter, or a great short story, like in this one, and I'll need to put the book down, stop reading, walk off, and think about it for a little bit. I don't know if that sounds pretentious or not. I promise you it's not pretentious. It's a slow thinker and a slow reader. I have other things that are pretentious about me, not this. Don't worry about it. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this book. The short story collection, that is. I keep on calling it a book. I guess it is a book, but it's not a book at the same time. It's a short story collection. Yeah, it's so just depressing, which is really good, because I think all books, short stories, poems, anything to do with war, movies, TV shows, should at the end of the day be depressing, because that's what war is. It's a miserable, terrible, horrible thing. Coming from someone who's never experienced it, obviously. I mean, look at me. I have not seen the horrors of war, but I have read about the horrors of war. One of the most formative books of my entire life was, I'd say, All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Marie. Eric Marie Remarque. There we go. That's his name, Remarque. I remembered. I'm so happy. And that book really influenced how I think about the depiction of warfare and war in novels. And now so much that it's become like a pet peeve of mine when I encounter books that I think portray violence or warfare or bloodshed in a neutral to positive light. Not many do that, but lots of them try to make. This is a bit of a sidetrack. I'm gonna get sidetracked in all these videos, so get used to it. But they tried to make warfare exciting and fun. And maybe not fun is the wrong word, but exciting. To make it a more enjoyable reading experience for the reader, you know? And I don't like that much. I know why authors do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it just rubs me the wrong way. Roald Dahl does not commit that sin. Not in the slightest. The last short story in this collection is called Someone Like You. And in it, two men, both of them flew in bombers in the Second World War, are sitting in a bar talking to each other. And it is difficult. It is very difficult. One of them, I can't remember their names now, I read this about a couple months ago. One of them says to the other, do you think people would be upset if everyone in this bar were to die right now? If we were to kill them all? The other guy's like, yeah, of course, that'd be terrible. Everyone would be upset. It'd be talk of the town. And he responds with, then why is no one upset about what we did over Germany? In the skies of Germany, bombing those cities. Because we've killed rooms and rooms and rooms full of people. And he doesn't really have an answer for him, if I remember correctly. That's just life. That's just war. And it was difficult to read. Because you're like, Jesus Christ. It's not good. It's not good at all. Not as in the quality of the novel not good, but as in just what they did was not good. What they were ordered to do was horrendous and a war crime, you know. The fact that World War II was the war where targeting civilians became, the craze. That's what they did. They bombed cities. They tried to fight a war by killing non-combatants. I could be wrong. I'm not a historian, but I think that's one of the first wars that I was really, really, really just focused in on, especially by the Allies did that a lot. Not saying the Axis didn't do it, but Dresden, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, several other cities, Berlin, it was horrendous. And I will say, just to give you a bit more another story in this book. I don't think it's the first one. No, it isn't the first one. It's the second one. It's the most unique of them all. None of the stories are like this one. It is about a pilot telling a story. Excuse me. It's about a pilot telling a story of a man living in Africa. Most of these stories take place either in Africa or Greece. Some take place in England, but Africa and Greece is a big focus of this one. I think if I remember correctly, that's the theater that Roald Dahl served in. I could be totally wrong about that, though. I don't know much about Roald Dahl's life. But it's a story about this man telling a story, which I don't know why. It's a thing for me. I definitely like it when, it's a book. The book is someone telling someone else a story. It's even better if that someone is telling someone else a story about a story that someone else once told them. I don't know. It gets so many layers of just like, what is correct, what is wrong, how much can I trust these people, what they're telling me, is there any even sense to this? And it's a cozy feeling. Because if the author does it well, you feel like you're in that room, sitting down with the characters, listening to the story this guy's telling you. And I love that. But it's a story about these two men who live in this shack. Oh, sorry, it's bedtime. In this shack. And they have a cow. And one of them gets the milk in the morning, and the other one gets the milk from the afternoon or early evening. I don't know how cows work. Apparently you milk this cow twice a day. And one of them gets and so the one that gets the milk from the morning, when it notices that the cows are milked in the middle of the night because it's dry, it has no milk for him. So he gets mad about it. So the two of them are trying to figure out who's been stealing their cow's milk. They, of course, accuse each other of stealing the milk. There's drama. One of them kills the other guy's dog, not because he's mad at him for stealing the milk, but because the dog was scratching itself. and that really annoyed him, the sound, so he killed the dog. Oof. Not cool. That's an understatement, obviously. You can definitely tell that there's that man that kills the dog. There's something wrong with him up here. He's not all there. Something is, yeah, just not good. So they devise a plan where the younger man, the man who killed the dog, the older man's dog, will lay in a hole by the cow and wait for the thief to come by. And then the old man, will be watching from the window. He'll call out to him, and he can jump up and attack the thief. So the first night comes by, and there is no human stealing the milk. It is, in fact, a snake. I think it's an anaconda. Maybe not an anaconda. What is it called? Let me see real quick. Mamba. A black mamba. And the black mamba drinks the milk out of the udder of the cow and just strolls off. Do snakes stroll? Probably not. Rolls off. Slithers off. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And then, after that, and he's just so in shock that he can't say anything. He just watches it and watches it leave. And so the other man comes by and is like, why didn't you tell me to attack the thief? He's like, oh, I fell asleep. My bad. We'll do it again tomorrow night. So they do it again the next night. And when the snake comes up, the old man calls the young man to jump up. He does. Snake attacks him and kills him. And that's the story. I'm probably leaving out some important parts, but it's the general direction of the story. What does that even mean? I don't know. Is it supposed to mean anything? Or is it actually a real story that Roald Dahl heard himself? I don't know. But it's beautiful. It's beautifully written. It is interesting. It's weird. I don't know. I just ate this little short story collection up. Loved it. Would recommend it to you if you could find it anywhere. My brother took this from a library somewhere in Africa. A military library. I don't know. I don't know where you'd find something like this, pretty much. It looks... I mean, look at the price on the back. It says £2. Like, it's a fiction for £3. I have no idea what day and age it was printed in, where you could get a book like this for £3. What is that, like $5-6? $5 Canadian? Yeah. Nice. Crazy old times when things were cheap and people could afford things. I could never imagine that. Anywho, I did post a video earlier, about a month ago. I was talking about my reading goals for the month of May. Failed all of them. Didn't succeed at a single one. So here's hoping June is a bit different. There is the June on the Range event going on, and I might try to read some... I will try to read some Westerns for that. Whether or not I'll be successful, only time will tell. Well, if I make another video, I'll see you again. If not, I won't. Bye-bye.